With the baby. With the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the
I'm
Bacardi.
ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
With the baby. With the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the
I'm
Bacardi.
ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
All right. First and foremost, I'm gonna say all praises be to Yahweh Shema Shai B'Shem Mokal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and shalom to the sincere elect teaching the truth and faith and sincerity. Quick topic I want to speak on is actually based upon this clip I saw on social media, and it says girls at the AB or RTI or N clinic, and this video just further adds on to the point why the Lord needs to come back and just restart this world, man, and as well bring a lot of judgment, right, upon these wicked people, man, especially Eve, man, because like, let's call a spade a spade. When it comes to taking out unborn babies, the face of it, especially, man, is Eve. All right, and obviously, Eve are under the power of a man, fucking Esau, that serpent. Like, Esau's actually pushed this mindset out there, man, onto these holes out here, that doing these things, is actually righteous, man, and freedom. Here it is, if you as a man say you want more than one wife, people gonna talk shit and call you a beast. But apparently actions like this here, man, is cool, man. Actions like this here, man, is freedom. So let me play this clip anyway.
With the baby. With the baby.
So as you see, she's got her middle fingers to her stomach in front of Planned Parenthood, saying fuck the baby, just before she goes and takes out the baby, right? And let's see what more that this bitch does.
With the baby. With the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the
I'm
Bacardi.
ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
See? That apparently, man.
With the baby. With the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the
I'm
Bacardi.
ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga.
Yeah, and even her other demon friend, behind the camera there, well, what she said is true. Like, that whole fucking energy was a masculine, barbaric, demonic vibration, man. But again, if you speak about this, right? If you complain about seeing this, you're the problem, right? If you say, a unborn baby is a life, people gonna come back with her body, her choice, and this and that, all manner of bugged outness. right? This is why mass death and judgment needs to come. This is the Lamentations 4:3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give their suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people would become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. And Eve, man, that spirit of Eve, wicked Eve, and this stereotypical Eve vibration are the worst mothers on the planet. Straight up, man. And like, it ain't just Eve, but the point is that vibration of wickedness is spread throughout all the earth, man. And this is why this devil, right, needs to be taken out of power, man. But here it is, when we speak about these things, people get angry. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and 4. Just finished my break. I gotta get back in. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, right, and through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You see? So what's that mark? That mark is a mark of exemption from judgment, man. All right? That mark of exemption, man. That sigh and cry, because we sigh and cry about these things. Even seeing it. You remember when the scripture speaks about Lot, all right? It speaks about how he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, and this right here is filthy conversation of wickedness, man. To be, acting like a fucking man, and on top of that, straight up going to take out that baby, drinking alcohol and shit. That's fucking evil, man. Straight up evil, man. Yeah, can. So the point I was making was on, the fact that we sigh and cry for seeing such things, man. Bro, like, we're actually in a state upon earth where you've got more people who try and justify why killing your baby is cool, and why a man having more than one wife is wrong. Like even that clip I played, there's people who think this is funny. People is cool. Which an unborn child, scripturally, it's a life. You know what I mean? In fact, the scripture go and speak about that. Let's for men strive this is Exodus 21 and 22. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that's a lady that is pregnant, so that her fruit depart from her, meaning she obviously gives birth, and yet no mischief follow, he shall surely be punished according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. But the actual point is that unborn child is regarded as a life, man. But people actually act as if it's not a case, man. Yeah, so it says Exodus 12:21 and 22. Now, suppose two men are fighting, and in process they accidentally strike a pregnant woman, so she gives birth prematurely, right? If no further injury results, then the man who struck the woman must pay the amount of compensation the woman's husband demands, and the judges approve. But if there is further injury, right, the punishment must match the injury. A life for life, an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth, a hand for hand, a foot for foot, a burn for burn, a wound for wound, a bruise for bruise. So let's say that in that context, right, that one, as these two men fight and they hit that lady and she prematurely gives birth, and that baby is born, I don't know, with a broken neck or squashed face and is dead, then he gotta go. So that means that that mindset of you being pregnant with child and it's not really a person yet, it's just a clump of cells and all these manner of nonsense. No, bro, an unborn child is a life, but in this world, people don't think so. People will actually sit there and think what she's doing is cool and funny, and if that's how she feels, it's her body, her choice, right? Which is why the Lord is going to bring a lot of death, man. All right. In fact, if we go back to like the book of Ezekiel, all right, it says, so after it says for the forehead of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, it then goes to say, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go you after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids, little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, which is that mark of exemption of judgment. And begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, man. But so the actual point is, hey, now when this takes place now, man, the Lord is about to bring mass death and judgment, man, upon these women out here too, man. men, maids. You know what I mean? A mass judgment's coming, man. You know? And we can't wait for the day where all this evil and wickedness comes to absolute end. Right? This is Psalms this is Psalms 9. I believe it's Psalms 9. Psalms 9. No, Psalms the 7th chapter and 9th verse. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trieth the hearts and reigns. So the point is, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, man. Because there's so much fucking evil out here. There's so much sin. There's so much, like, it's cool. It's cool to scoff against God. It's cool to be a demon. You know, it's actually stylish to actually straight up scoff at the Most High. It's stylish to be a devil, man. You know, that's why the Lord says this in 2nd Ezra 15, right, and 14. No, and 4. I'm going to start from 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, and death. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's why we know the Lord is going to bring judgment, man, because this, like, bro, like, if Esau's still ruling and the things that just stay the same, it's just going to increase in more death and more wickedness. And as the scripture says, there ain't going to be any flesh left to be saved, man. Which is why we need the Lord to come back, man. Right? And you know what? This mindset that we're seeing happening is what was taking place before the flood, as the scripture says. Right? The actual scripture speaks about how before the flood, how the earth was just filled with, you know, violence and all manner of evil. Which is why it's only a matter of time before the Lord comes back and brings judgment, man. So hey, I hope and pray that was an edifying video. With that, I'm gonna say all praises be unto Yahweh Shema Shai B'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Till next time, we will say Shalom.